Hello. Hi, Bianca. I think you didn't unmute your mic.
I am
Oh, you
unmuted
just
now.
did. Yeah, now you're
Yeah,
unmuted. How are you doing
yeah,
today?
doing all right.
Yeah.
I had dreams of code, but
Your dreams of code. That's real. I've been there.
yep. But aside from that, doing all right.
Yeah.
I tried a new snack today. I don't understand what I was going through, but I tried some grapes and honey. I don't know what I was looking for with
Like
that.
you put honey on top of grapes?
I put it on the side because I didn't want to fully commit to the grape
Okay.
honey combination. Um,
Yeah, I feel like grapes are pretty sweet
No, I have the tart one. Well, I feel like
still.
the green grapes, I feel like they're a little,
Yeah.
you know. Um, but yeah, so did that. Making some sourdough starter. So
Ah,
very,
yes.
very thrilled and excited about that.
That's an undertaking. Yeah, I feel like that's another pet. I don't know if you have I don't think you have any pets, but like now you do. Welcome. Welcome to the world
Wow,
of pet ownership. You have a sourdough starter.
wow,
It takes that
wow.
much maintenance, so good luck.
It's like you have to is the temperature all right and all this stuff. And I was like, why am I so concerned about a
Yeah.
jar? A
And
jar
then
of flour and water.
yeah, and then for the first like 2 weeks you have to feed it every day to make sure it gets up to like where it needs to be. And then there's all these tricks for like maintaining it if you don't bake every day, which I don't think you're gonna be baking every day. It's my hunch.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
We're trying to get what is it, fit fall? I don't know. I'm just making things up,
Yeah.
but I don't know that daily bread in the physical, is
Yeah.
is going to be good for me in the long term. In
I don't think
terms.
so. I did make bread this weekend though. So that
Okay.
was yeah, we had
Okay.
my whole block had their block party and the theme was Italian, so I made a focaccia. It was very good.
Focaccia's pretty solid. No,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, sourdough has been on my to-do list forever. It's been on the list of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just I don't know. I don't know if it's when you're navigating stuff around, we're very real on this stream, people.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's when you're around death and stuff and just funerals and I had a lot of just stuff over the past couple of weeks and I don't know if it's okay, better get to that sourdough. I don't know if it kicks your butt or something.
Yeah.
Okay, got to do all these things. Got to code. Gotta.
Yeah, we got a lot. Brackberg, I'm curious what method you used for storing your starter. I've tried a
Ooh.
few, so I'm curious what yours is. And Bianca, when you're ready, we'll also maybe talk about how to even just for like a week or two store a starter. Like you can put it in the fridge for a few days. There's a method where you add salt, which slows down the process. So there's some options there. But
Okay. How do you feel about Etsy? Not sponsored. Sourdough, where people buy sourdough.
it doesn't make sense. If you have a sourdough starter, I read this somewhere and maybe I'm wrong, but like everyone's like, oh, this sourdough starter was from this place, blah blah blah. There's yeast in the air, so when you're like making a starter after like a few weeks, it doesn't matter what the original one was. It's mostly been replaced with whatever the local strains of yeast in the air are. I could be wrong about that, but like that's what I read somewhere. Yeah, it's your local biome more than it's like, oh, I have a special strain from somewhere and so on and so forth. Like it seems easy enough to start yourself. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Your starter is only as old as the last time it was fed. There you go. That's right. So, it's only a few days old every time.
Interesting.
Anyways, yeah. So Frackberg throws it in the fridge. I've done that, not for months because it gets weird, but it will pick back up if you even have it in the fridge that long. There's a method where you lay it on like a sheet and let it dry out, and then you get these crackers almost, which you can eat, or later you can use to jumpstart the next round. And I've done that once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm because they tell you to keep it in a certain temperature. So I'm just so putting it in the fridge kind of stops it for a little bit. Then you.
Yeah. Frackberg has some dried in case you really killed it. So what you
Okay.
So what you would do is, let's say that you want to bake on Saturday, right? So you
Yeah.
might put it in your fridge, and then on like Thursday you take it out and you give it like a feeding on Thursday and a feeding on Friday, and like a final feeding on Friday, or maybe even like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like 3 feedings. So you basically want to do like 2 or 3 feedings with it out before you're actually using it. So that, but otherwise you're going to be feeding it every day and you're not using it every day, and there's so much wasted dough. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. They have, yeah, I feel like it's like a whole world. Like that's the cool thing
It's
about
a
like
world.
when you pick up your stuff, it's like there's like a whole world. There's a whole
Frackberg's has been going since 2020.
wow.
Wow.
Wow, Frackberg. Okay.
Frackberg, your sourdough starter is older than my child.
Wow. Wow. I see anything on your to-do list, Alex? What do you
Yeah, I got a handful of things. Let's see. Got a new bike, and so I need to like register my lock so I can get a new key if I need to, because that's a thing. And then I got one more. I've got my next session of mentoring after this, so I'm really excited to go see those students and kind of, learn from them and maybe inspire. Who knows? But yeah, just living essentially. And then I'm starting to think about my Halloween decorations, in that I want to kind of up my game a little bit and see if I can get some programmable LEDs into the mix, so that people can not only talk to my house but do it to actually change the color of things. And yes, Frackberg, I got a bike. I got a Surly. So any Surly fans in the house, it's if people who buy Surlys are just like obsessed with them. So maybe I'm one of them now. I don't know yet. I've only had it for a week. But yeah. But yeah, so I'm like thinking about what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it, and when I'm gonna have time to do that for for my house, to add some programmable LEDs to the teeth that I put into my house's mouth, my house mouth. I don't even know, but yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, I have another thing on my to-do list.
Oh yeah.
So
wait, are you a little cold? Did you want to put on your track jacket and match?
I don't have a red jacket. That was on my to-do list since it's been a while. It's been a while. Like literally, yeah, it had been on the to-do list. Every time that I would be planning on doing it, it would just be like, oh, something's come up. So, shout out to like not taking care of my own tin DLC on my own account. So here we are. So I'm excited to just like, we're gonna run through one of the things that.
Yeah, let's talk about what the track jacket is before because like I don't know if everybody knows. So this fine track jacket has been around. I don't know. Chef Brent might be able to tell us when it came into the Twilio verse, but essentially, it was like a giveaway at a hackathon, like an internal hackathon at one point, and everyone loved him so much that Jeff at the time, it predates Brent, so I think it's at least a dozen years old. So it's early Twilio. So old. It's a tween. This jacket's in teenage years. No, this is a new one. But basically, instead of just giving them out to all the employees who wanted them, Jeff was like, okay, if you build an app using Twilio, we'll give you a track jacket. So, and it's a tradition here at Twilio. We got like few hundred people a few weeks ago through the process and ordering track jackets to really get up there. It's definitely a rite of passage on DevNet. Most people on DevNet do have one. Bianca's one of the remaining few. And it's also used to be like you actually needed to write code. Now, some people do it just with our like low code tools like Studio, which is great. It's so cool. But we actually found out. I realized that Bianca didn't have one. I was like, oh, we're building it. And
it was so ridiculous.
So you have to make a demo. You have to make something and then demo it, and you have to record that demo somewhere. And guess what? This demo is going to be on YouTube forever. So recorded. So we're going to get there if we can finish it. So which I think you can.
We will. So we say track jackets 3 times. That means You've summoned the
Yeah,
track jacket.
our fearless leader Toe Frog was one of the people to it sounds weird. Fearless leader Toe Frog
It does.
was one of
It
the
does.
people who like took kind of like revamped the whole process and made it a lot easier for people to get at Twilio, which we're super happy for.
Yes.
So I mean, it's a little warm here though, so I'm actually gonna take mine off. But
No, yeah. So when I had what is it? One of the things that'll be fun. But yeah, the goal is to get this to
876 track jackets awarded 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. That's wild. Congrats the whole team. Congrats Toe Frog and everyone else who was a part of that. I actually was a part of that too. I hosted one of them. That was fun.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty excited. Okay, I see the vision. Okay, so we have two different. So using Airtable, the original one I had created, again, it stopped working because I needed to get verification. So we're gonna run it back.
You're gonna rebuild it from scratch, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Using a few blog posts from folks who might know. But I had this thing, I was just like, I felt like Alex's post felt a bit more like, just felt a bit more complicated. I don't know. My brain was just kind of, what is it? My brain was going all over the place.
I overcomplicate things, so that's very possible.
Okay, so we're gonna run through Tilda. Tilda was a former employee here at Twilio. They had also written something using Airtable. And we're going to kick off with that. And then we're going to run it back and even just see, see it with Alex's post. So
cool.
Here,
should we share your screen?
I think so. Let's do that.
Cool. Oh,
all right.
Sorry. There we go.
Okay.
Yay.
Woo.
This is actually the post that I used to write my other blog post as well.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll meet all the folks. Okay, so prerequisites, what did we need? So again, I have this all somewhere. So Twilio account, you also want to have a base, and I'll kind of run you through what the idea was based around. So essentially it was after one of our hackathons, Hackers for Justice. So what ended up happening was that we're like, hey, what if we created this, like, I call it a silly app at the time, but just like, a mother could just kind of text in and then they would get like a message. At first it was like days of the week. And then over time it just became like just random day. You could get something, right? So this is where this whole Airtable comes into play, right? Airtable is our BFF. We use it for everything. So this is a post. We'll post a link at some point.
Yeah, I'll find a link. And put it in there. No worries.
Great. Okay, so Airtable. So we definitely you'll need a Twilio account. We have one. I just steal Twilio for startups because we're all one team.
You steal Twilio for startups because I went through the A2P and toll-free verification process for you.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Alex. Where would we?
I got you.
Okay, so we need an Airtable, which we have. And then what else will we need? Phone number with SMS capabilities. Fantastic. Okay, cool.
So Airtable is one of my favorite tools for rapid prototyping because it's a really easy kind of, I think of it as like a GUI based database. So it's like a database that you can just like access as a GUI. And the reason that I love it for a lot of POCs and things like that is there's a really pretty easy to use API. And with that API, you can do a whole lot and kind of interact with it as a backend to your system pretty easily. There are definitely limits. I would not use it in production. I use it for almost every one of my demos, though, even like when I'm doing a bigger demo. So haven't hit the issues with it yet, but it's a great tool for rapid prototyping.
This is a good point. So great. So
tell me what the app does first.
So essentially the app, once you text in, not me with my reporter voice. So you would be at home and you're like, oh, I am so sad. Let me text to this random number. And the goal is that the number would send you a photo. It would send you a few short pieces of text, as well as an image. Let me see if I can pop out some of the images. This one was going back into like the birth justice. It was during that hackathon. So we had that. Let's see if this works. I found this random one off the internet, just kind of encouragement to like a new mother, if they just wanted to not scroll on social media, but just text to get just random bursts. And I think the thing that I loved about this was that it's customizable. You can make it seasonal. But that was essentially the vision around this kind of app. Okay.
So, cool. Okay. So, yeah, someone would send it. They would get a cool image and like a quote.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. So awesome. So that's the goal. So going back into this one, so in Airtable, so I got my Airtable API key. I'm not showing it to y'all because that's not
we don't want that. We don't need that.
You don't need that. So got that, and then also one of the other things too, within Airtable, and this is where I think yours differs as well. We're gonna run it back. I did use this actually for just kind of knowing Airtable switched it up a bit more. They stopped doing API keys. They started to do like access tokens. So just an FYI there. So went ahead, got all that stuff. So I have all that information. Okay, cool. So now
I'll post the blog post that I have as well here.
Cool. Okay, so
what's the general structure? Let's talk about how you're gonna like build this overall.
Well, you got to set the container. So this is where Twilio comes in very helpfully. So adding your Airtable key, so kind of creating the variables, making sure everything is set on the back end, and then we're gonna kind of essentially.
What Twilio tools are you gonna be using here? So I know it looks like you're gonna be using functions and services.
Yes.
Are you going to use Studio as well, or just straight functions?
Straight functions.
Sweet. Great call.
Was living on the wild side.
No, it's okay. When I built my app, I originally built it with Studio and then figured out that straight functions was just easier.
Yeah, functions. I found that it was very like straightforward. So yeah. Cool. So we're going to use this one, and then again, we'll just kind of like tweak it with I call it community wisdom, or I feel like I had given it a different name, or wise doula. But we'll see if I break anything. Okay, cool. So let's go into Twilio. So let's kind of start it on the back end. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay, I need to make sure I'm not showing anything. I feel like I had this open already.
Showing what?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I can get in the back end too and put in dependencies or things like that if you need it, but I think you're
okay. No, I think I'm fine. Okay, cool. So I have our Airtable API key. So I'm gonna block this out for a moment.
You just show us. Yeah, we can do that.
Oh yeah, but actually,
no,
can you go
just back? Do you want to just show us where you put those?
Yes. So you're gonna go here. Yes, if you're not familiar, and also the
we're in our Twilio console.
Yep. So we're in our Twilio console, functions and assets. You're gonna go to configure, and then there are other ways to do this as well. But
yeah, I actually prefer to do it from within the service itself. But I guess this is global variables, which is cool.
Yeah. So add your credentials. So you're going to add your variables here, and you'll add your Airtable. So your variables would essentially be your Airtable API key as well as. You got to
do this in a different way, Bianca. So if you go back to your Twilio console.
Correct.
Go ahead and so you're in Classic. You're not going to use Classic. You're going to use Services. And you're going to create your service. So this is your container that will have all your code and everything. And then you're going to put the variables in there. RJ Pearson, thanks for the call out. That was for Classic.
Thank you. Good call. I told you this was a.
You're fine. That's why I'm here.
And the squad. We got the squad.
Yeah, we got the whole squad. And so here you see environmental variables. And that's where you're going to click it and add them.
And this to me is also good going back into like when this was like this blog post is from like 2020, right? Yeah. So it's very clear that the tools have evolved. So yeah. Alrighty.
So yeah, you don't need to create a new function yet. Just go down to the environmental variables. And that you'll see there, that's where you're going to go ahead and put your like key values. So your key would be like Airtable API key or whatever it is. So are you ready to do that now? Do you want me to take you off?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Sweet. Yeah, we can sing the song about not sharing credentials too.
We can. All right,
I'm gonna
air
drink my
tape.
tea, and I will talk about my tea while I drink it as Bianca puts these in.
Thank you.
My friend, who's like my inspiration for all my tea, came over this weekend. We have daughters around the same age, so families were hanging out, and he had this crazy Fu tea, which is like a special kind of fermented tea that like it ferments in a pomelo, so like a giant citrus fruit. Um, and we got to drink some, and it's really tasty. And then he was like, "Oh, but I like don't want to buy it. It's too expensive to buy a whole pomelo." And it's like the pomelo is like half a pound of tea, so it's a lot of tea. And I was like, "Oh, I'll split it with you." So at some point, I will be getting a quarter pound of. Well, no, I guess yeah, about a quarter pound of pomelo fermented tea, which I'm very excited about. So that's the tea I'm drinking today. You know, for my tea stream. The spill that I'm not going to spill any tea though.
It's very important. Almost there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, so added Airtable base ID API key.
Cool.
Let's see on yours.
Are they all hidden?
They are.
Cool. I'll share a screen again. There we go. So yeah,
okay.
Hides them really nice. So yeah, the base ID isn't that private. Not people aren't really able to do that much with it, but it's good to keep a little bit private just in case. And then you have your Airtable API key. So those are the two things that you need in variables. And now in your function itself, you'll just be able to pull those variables wherever you need them, which is great.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. On this one, you had added your number.
So, right. So mine was a little different. So Tilda's blog post was basically they had an Airtable, and you could pull that data from that Airtable and send it out via text. Super cool. Mine was a little trickier. I called it like an SMS like updating autoresponder. So
gotcha.
If I text the number, so it looked for my number. If I text the number, what it would do is it would take the photo and an update and store that. And then if anybody else texts the number, it would send them my most recent photo and update. So that was how that one worked.
Gotcha.
Mine was a little different.
Noted. Okay, yeah. So all right, we'll go back and forth.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Environmental variables. So
yeah,
added that.
Did you add those? The
dependencies.
Yeah.
So going back into right here. Okay, cool.
I would just add Airtable and don't put a version because that's going to be way out of date. And I think it's lowercase.
The Airtables.
Yeah. And I think you can just hit add.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll just.
So now, just like any Node project, it's going to pull in all the Airtable, the latest version, but all the Airtable API stuff. So you can just use the Airtable, the built-in Airtable functions, which is great.
Got it. I love how you're like updating the OG of this. Okay,
I
cool.
think it automatically loads Twilio, so I don't think you need to load it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll create a new function, and then I'll call it. Let's see, what we're gonna call it. I think I had called it like Wise Doula or something like that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that was the name of your whole service, but it doesn't matter what you call it. You can call it anything you want and just tell it to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create a new one. Why is it letting me? Why is it's not long?
Yeah. You can also rename them if you really want.
Yeah, actually,
so you can. Yeah.
We'll be new.
A new one. Sure.
All right. Wise. There's part of me that's like lowercase Doula. All right. Cool. Welcome to Wise Doula.
Yeah, and there's some very handy kind of like template there. Everything in these services is wrapped in that export handler function, which just kind of like tells the service what to do, which is nice.
Yep. We'll create a few constants. So that's how I'd, what is it? Or do I need to, I'll put what I had put initially.
Yeah. Or copy and paste the code that's in there.
Yeah. Keep it simple. Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll run through what all that does.
Yep. Let's see. All right. We're going back to Wise Doula.
You can take all of it out because it's going to replace all of it. Yeah. Cool. So if you see that's we're still wrapped in that export handler function.
Yep. Cool. All right. So got our constants, require Airtable, require Twilio, function, base, new Airtable API key, which it already has because we put it in our environment variables.
And you have that same name, right? You did Airtable underscore API underscore key.
Let me cross check.
Yeah, just go. You can go click.
I was like, okay.
Yeah,
nope.
You got it.
Okay, cool. All right. And then going back to our, it's so, I was like, I actually like this. Yeah, I think I was just using the old school stuff. See, this is great. Maybe sometimes when things push us, it works for a reason. Okay, so Airtable API key. And then also if we check our environment variables, Airtable base ID. Okay, sweet. Cool. So it's written correctly. And then our const, TWML new. So we'll have that. So
that's what you're going to be using to build your messaging response. So now this you're going to need to change.
Yes, which is, it's not, this is where I think I had changed it up. So here, originally, I think I'd given it a different name. I think I've changed it. For now, I'm going to call it name.
Yeah, just call it name. That's fine. Lowercase
I'm going to call it name.
You're going to want it to be lowercase. And they get weird about okay.
Yep.
So event.body.to lowercase is basically taking whatever somebody sends to you and making it lowercase, and that's going to be what you call name. So that's great.
Yes. Okay. So then we had, let me go back to my screen. So we had, the thing I'm trying to remember is I feel like I called this base so many different names. So we have name and then we have the event. Okay, it's lowercase, return base. Now the question is, the base name is Wise Doula. Okay.
That's the table name.
That's what I think was.
So if I were you, would actually, for a chunk of this, actually switch to my code, because I think that the way that Tilda wrote it was it's a synchronous function, and it's, to me, very confusing.
Okay, cool.
So for the Airtable part, I actually might switch over to my thing. And you don't need the saving updates. You just need the not save updates, but below that, send the update to everyone. So that's the part that you're going to end up copying. But go back to theirs, and let's see, go back to your code, and let's see where.
So this is where. Okay, so originally, okay, I'll walk you through originally the vision there. So kind of, it was going to return the base, and then if it didn't have it, it would just return. I think, let me see.
Yeah, you can leave that in there for now, and we can replace it and get there later. I'm not as good of a JavaScript developer as Tilda is, and so they did some fancy stuff with synchronous function calls that threw me for a loop. Actually, let's try it. Let's try it their way. Let's not do it my way. Let's try it their way and see how it goes. Because
we'll do that. I did get it to work. Again, okay, cool. Going back into it's just I need to cross check and double check that I have the right base name.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to make your base name the same as your own base.
Yeah.
Or not base. Sorry, the table. So a base is the entire thing, and a base has multiple tables.
It always is. Okay. So the base.
Check what your table name is within the base.
Sometimes I like to go to what is it? The developer tools. So I feel like it just.
I can't see what you're doing on your screen, by the way. I don't know if you're.
Looking somewhere else. No, I was looking somewhere else because I didn't.
So
because sometimes
let's show the developer tools. Can you go back to your base?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. All right. So we're gonna go back to the base.
Yeah, and then if you go to help, this is my favorite part about this. And at the bottom, it says API documentation. Mm-hmm. It'll open a new tab where it actually writes the API calls for you, which is super cool.
So
you're gonna use the.
It does give you the what is it? Oh, Community Wisdom is the name of the base. Okay, cool.
No, but you need the table name, not the base name. You already have the base in there. You're saying that within the base, what's the table name?
Oh no, so yeah, so for this one, what happened was like I didn't update the base name.
Yeah, but it's not like go back to your base.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. So yeah, go to your base, and you actually want, it's Wise Doula. You need the table name. The base you already have. So the way that API call works is you're basically saying you already have your base set up. That's what you did with your base ID. You're saying within that base, what's my table? So yeah, if you go here if you can go to your API documentation, I'll show you where that'll show it. And if you go there and go down to Wise Doula table, there you go. And you're gonna like retrieve a record is one of the options there. On the left, you can see it in your, there you go.
Cool.
And so if you see there, you can click JavaScript and you can see the JavaScript too. Sweet. And then, yeah, you'll see like, so you see, you're looking at that base wisedoula.find. So it's that similar call. So you're actually using, you need the table name, which is Wise Doula.
Okay. Which I had on another. Okay. All right. I think I'll stick to I call it the original code that I had. Okay. Cool. Wise Doula. And then what else? And then from there, record name.
So yeah, this code basically goes and gets all the records from the Wise Doula table, and then runs that, for each record, runs that if statement.
Okay. Then we got the Wise Doula. And
You're
then
going to need to update line 16 and 17 as well.
Name. Let's see, and then get media.
I think
I have the link.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see, because this one I use like a Meteor URL. So I have to just add a get the fact and add a URL.
And add it to the media URL. Cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
So I think it was line 17. So what it does, yeah, so it'll get the fact. Let me just cross check that it was like this, and then get URL, and then you got your callback. Okay. And then, sorry, we didn't get facts about name.
Cool. Lowercase.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Because on here, okay, cool. Callback. Error.
So
okay.
Basically, what this is doing is saying if your names match, then it's pulling the fact out and it's pulling the URL out.
And the image.
Yeah, and the image URL.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, let's see. Can you scroll down? Let's just see what the rest of it looks like. If I think you're all good. Cool.
All right.
Let's try it. So,
oh gosh,
hook it up to a number.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna go into our phone numbers. I'm so used to using my own manage active numbers. Okay, cool. Hold on. Sometimes I need to run it in my brain. Okay. So you're gonna go to
live. Just do it live. Yeah, there you go.
I know. Okay. Did I create one?
Oh, we have a problem.
Did I go into the wrong?
You're in the wrong Twilio account.
Oh my gosh. We did all of this in the wrong account.
Yay.
Oh my god.
Well, you're done. Just copy and paste. It's gonna take you 2 minutes.
Okay.
So
go
copy your code. Well, you gotta copy your code first before you switch accounts.
Okay. Yeah. Damn. Ugh.
You got it. The back button doesn't work the same way because yeah, you gotta actually select it again.
This is so annoying. All right. Well, we're just gonna do it again. Okay, great.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm still here with you.
Thank you. Okay, great. So this was my first Twilio account, and not the not the one that we needed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just need to copy our code that we built. All right, we'll copy, put her somewhere.
You don't even need to put her somewhere. Just copy and keep in your tool. Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll switch to the My Twilio and you'll create a new one and just paste.
Okay. See, this is where I think my brain was like, in my heart, I was just like, yeah, we're doing this.
So do you see how it switched over to my first Twilio account again? So it's
okay.
There's like a persistence in the, I don't know if it's cookies or how we do it, but there's like a persistence across. So you need to switch here to the Twilio for startups. There you go.
Noted.
Yeah.
All right. Twilio for startups. And we are confirming. I was like, chat, is it saying Twilio for startups? We're confirming here. Okay, great. Okay, so we're gonna go back to services. Clearly we're in the right place because it has all the things. We're gonna call this Wise Doula. Cool, we're gonna run it back to all the other things that we did. We're gonna go back to actually, maybe this was by design. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
I'm gonna hide your screen while you put those values in.
Okay, perfect. Sometimes I feel like these things work out as they should. Because now when I'm doing it again, it's like butter. Let's see, and then Airtable base ID, Airtable API key. Okay. Maybe this was the what is it? This is what we needed today. All right, add. Okay, cool. All right, we are in the Twilio for startups. We've added that. Our dependencies. Cool. You could go back to the screen.
Yeah. You need to add Airtable lowercase.
Yes. Yep. Airtable. Cool. And add. Cool. All right, great. This is good. Yeah. Okay. Now we just have to add a new function. We're gonna call it Wise Doula.
So RJ Pearson's calling out function visibility. So you're gonna add that Wise Doula, and then after you do that, I'll show you what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as soon as you add it. So you see, like next to Wise Doula, there's that little like locking key.
Yep.
If you click that, there's 3 options. So click on the locking key. So there's private, which means only within this function can be used. Protected, which means that you need to authenticate with Twilio. And then public, which means anyone can use it. So a lot of times I'll start mine public because I'll like want to do a test to make sure that like I'm giving it something and it's giving me the right answer on like Postman. But protected is where you want to go if you're keeping it within Twilio, because then it's only going to work for with your own account credentials within Twilio. So you can leave it as protected, which is the default. But those are the 3 function visibilities.
Thank you, RJ. Thank you, RJ. Good call out. Okay, cool. And by default, and then we have our code that we just built out. Cool, in Wise Doula. Great, fantastic. Okay, cool. Get record name. Okay, everything looks good. All right, gonna save this. And now we need to connect it to a phone number, which is where we were at.
Save and deploy. You have to hit that deploy all button. There you go. Now it's building it. Okay. And you should also turn on live logs for now, because that might come in handy. Cool.
Fantastic. All right. So we turned on our live logs just so we know where it breaks, and so we can kind of tend to it if we have any issues. All right, great. So this won't really work unless it's connected to a phone number. This is why we are here in the first place. So great. Luckily for us, we have great friends who have all the numbers. Great. So, okay, which number do we want to use for this?
Use that 888 number, the toll-free one.
Okay, cool. All right. We'll use this one. And now we need to connect it to a function. And then as you can see, we had already kind of called it Wise Doula. And then I'm trying to remember how I put this.
The environment's going to be UI, and that's easy.
Cool. Alrighty.
And those were all filled out. We didn't see the drop downs for some reason, but like that's all filled out for you. You don't need to like remember how to type all that stuff in.
But you just need to make sure you
found
a nice number. All right, cool. So this number is going to be handy when we do test out. Let's see. Where is my phone? Or do you have your phone?
I have my phone, yeah.
Okay, cool.
What do I need to text to it?
So we're going to text the holds, either holds, encouragement, support, or rest.
Okay, try hold first.
Yes, hold should work. Okay.
I don't know if I'm getting anything.
Damn. Okay.
I knew that would happen.
You did?
Yeah. Will you wait before we I want to do one thing before we troubleshoot this, which is I'm going to actually pull up, or you could do this too, but I'll do it because it's easy for me. Pull up the dev phone, because then I'm not testing it with my personal number. I'm testing it with
I feel like I feel like you had the dev phone. I feel like I haven't used the hold on a second. Brief intermission.
I think that if I roll the dev phone up, I'm pretty sure I can share the URL and you might be able to use it too. So let's see if that works. But yeah, I'm deploying it right now. I'll get it set up in a second. And
are you going to share your screen? I know we hadn't.
I might be able to share. Well, I'll see if I can share the URL with you, because I think it might be public.
Okay.
For the time being when I'm using it. So
cool.
But we're going to wait for it to deploy. So DevPhone is this really cool tool. I use it all the time, especially in these development things where it basically creates a virtual phone for me. Oh no, it is all local. So I can share my screen to do it.
Okay.
So yeah, hold on.
There's a part of me that wonders if it was because when I had originally written it out.
I think I know what some of the. Well, can you go ahead and look at the service when it loads, and you should be able to see the how it's gonna what the error is maybe. But yeah.
What is happening here?
Just refresh.
Gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. We're going back to Wise Doula.
You're going back to Wise Doula?
Yeah, Twilio for startups. I thought we had turned on the live logs.
It turns off sometimes. It's a little weird.
Okay.
So the number was. I got the number.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good. Cool. So, let's see.
Dependencies. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can. I'll pull it up and see if I can also help you troubleshoot in 1 minute.
So I'm wondering. The only thing I'm initially thinking is because when I
saw one problem in your code already.
Because
if record.getName, I believe in your.
It was capital.
No. Look in your base. I'm pretty sure you had it. Oh no, you had a capital. You're right. Cool. Yeah, so that wasn't the problem. I don't know what the error is, but did you turn live logs on?
Oh my gosh. Did I give this another name? I knew what happened. Okay.
What?
I'm wondering if it's the description.
Description doesn't matter.
No. So I think I had
pull up your live logs. I just sent another text. Did anything show up? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Live logs. The live logs are.
Okay. Let me try again. Let me send another text.
Okay.
Oh no, it actually worked. It said, here's a fact about holding, but it didn't give me anything.
Oh, it didn't give you an image?
No. And I wonder, is that the right way to have an image show up?
For this one?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Can you try rest? Try rest and see if that gives you anything.
I'm doing it right now.
Then I could tell you about if it works.
It just says, here's a fact about rest.
Ah, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Oh,
images,
you know what? It might be the dev phone because on my phone, the problem was it went to it was a little weird. It actually did work.
it did.
Yeah. So I think you did make it work.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Okay. So
Let's
I
see.
got to give you which one did work? Was it
They've all worked. I
they
tried them
they
both.
have?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to give you my new mini hack for URLs. So the first time I did this, the URLs like messed me up. So my new hack these days is just I'll just use like a, let's see what I did. Um, not encouraging this. So I basically ended up using SendGrid, and then I used whatever image URL that
Mhm.
they
Yeah,
had.
I do that with Twilio. So the other way that you could do this, and here I'll show
Hmm.
you how I would do this. So actually, if you go
Okay.
back to your function,
Okay.
and you go to assets on the
Yep.
left there, yeah. So you're gonna want to oh
Hmm.
you've not added any assets. You're gonna want to add an asset.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. And then is that the right way to do it? I think so. Yeah. So in that asset, you can call it like rest, maybe slash rest or something, or like picture rest.
Hmm.
Cool.
Rest picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then so this is a
Ah,
text file, so that won't work. So if you go to add, I think you can add images.
you can upload a
Upload a
file.
file. So you're gonna want
Yeah.
you to upload the files, and then you make them public.
Hmm.
Actually, you wouldn't even need to make it public. I take that back. You can leave it protected, which is great.
Okay.
Um, so so yeah, you blue and red funny banana meme. Great. Upload.
Oh,
Um,
I think it's like a PNG or something. I
it
think
might be
because
the
it's probably because it's chaotic how it's written. Okay, let's try this
yeah.
again.
You can try that again. But you would add it there, and then once you get it, you could copy the URL and put the URL into your Airtable, and that would be how I would do it.
Hmm.
It requires a bit of back and forth, but I think it's okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Let's see. Is this one is not a valid path? I'm wondering if it's because the way it's like
To include
written.
only alphanumeric spaces, and you got to get rid of the parentheses.
I gotta take out all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my other hack was because I was just like mildly traumatized because I was just like initially I think there is something with like image storage the first time I did this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It can be a little weird, but
that's what
yeah.
happened. All right, so let's see. Red funny bananas meme. So I'm saving it. I'm saving it as the proper
Yeah.
proper thing. All right, so I'm gonna remove this. And then
You just hit add additional file.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. The one I just cleaned up.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
should work. So
Okay,
it's creating that
great.
asset. And now if you go to the blue and red funny thing, you can, if you click the three little dots next to it, the burger, I don't know if that's technically a burger menu, that one, and copy URL. And then now you can go over to your
Oh.
Airtable
Ah.
and
I could put
place
it
it.
I could put it anywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even remember if this was the one I put, but
I
we'll
don't
see.
think that was rest. I think maybe it
I think
was
it was probably
there you go.
nope.
No, it's the
Nope.
top one then.
I think it was okay,
None of them.
it was none of
You
them.
need a new one. So make a new one.
Okay, great. What is the next thing we want to add? Maybe we call this um I don't know.
Laugh. Is it a funny one? I don't know. It said meme.
Oh, let's see. Praise. I'll call it praise because it was just talking about like doulas.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm gonna call this one doulas. All right. Here is a word about doula. Doulas.
Yeah.
And
And one
then
of the
we'll
things I love about this too is
mhm.
you're about to add to your app, but you're not actually writing any more code, which is cool. So like the fact that you can just keep adding stuff in Airtable is really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like
Okay.
now you just did that, and I can already hit and say praise to it. Or no,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's praise. Sorry, doulas is what it is
Doulas,
right now.
yeah.
Doulas, and then it'll shoot back You're right. He needs to deploy because otherwise the image won't show up. But yeah,
Okay, cool. Deploy
so I
all.
might not get the image, but we'll see. Or maybe
Okay.
there's even an error. I'll try again.
All right, we'll
So once it's
see.
deployed, yeah, because you got to deploy the new images.
Okay, good catch. Good catch, RJ.
RJ, can you just pair program with me every day? This would be great.
Literally, RJ, you. I think you're just like our your stream friends. You're a pair programmer. Like I feel like we're giving you an award. We don't have one yet, but
Cool. So they deployed. So
okay,
now if I say doulas, hopefully it works. We'll find out.
okay, sounds good.
We'll see.
Wow,
Yeah, a
golly
champion. So
gee,
yeah, it just worked for me with that new image.
boom,
Cool.
great.
So there's one thing that I would like to do to improve this.
Ooh, ooh, okay.
So first thing,
Improvements with
can you
with
do one thing first, which is go to your Airtable
yes, we're in
and
the air too.
delete all the extra rows.
So tips and all that
No, no,
stuff.
no, 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 no. The like
Oh
four, like
gosh,
6, 7, 8, 9. They're just empty rows.
yes.
Yeah, just select those all and delete them. And I'll
Mm,
explain why in a second. I
delete.
wanna I wanna update so that you can select them all and hit delete.
It's
Yeah. So
it's just not letting me be great. I'll just keep it old school.
okay.
I
So the reason is I want to
mhm.
make it so that the response after is something that's like useful. Because right
Okay.
now it's just like I don't know what I can type text to this thing, right? Like I don't know what
Mhm.
the keywords are. So
Ooh, okay.
we're gonna figure out how to do that, and I think I have an idea of how we should do that.
Okay, let's take it up another
Yeah.
notch. Okay.
So let's go back to the code.
Okay. Why do I keep on? I got a little need to update. Delay by an hour.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Don't
Google
update
Chrome.
your computer right now.
Okay. Great. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going back to our code.
Cool.
Great.
So we already do this thing where we're iterating through all the for each record and getting the name, right?
Mhm.
And we're saying if it matches. So let's create and we should do this above return base. Let's just create an empty array.
Okay. You said above here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can just do like a var or let const. I don't really know which is bad. Yeah, var and then call it name options or something like that.
Name options.
Yeah. So I would do either camel case or underscore.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. And then just equals empty open close bracket. So this is just creating an empty array. No,
Okay.
equals open close like square brackets.
Okay.
Cool. And then put a semicolon because otherwise people yell at me.
Ah!
Yeah. So
Sorry, we're gonna give Brent great just random screams on stream. It's
so
not even
and then cool. So now what we're gonna do is every name for each record, we're gonna add that name to this array. So above your if statement in there, you can add a line above the if statement.
mm-hmm.
So basically, before we check the name, we're gonna add it to the array.
Okay. So
We can do it after too. It doesn't matter. So yeah, and so let's say name options dot push. I think is what we're gonna do. Yeah, push. There you go. And then
mhm.
parentheses, and then record dot get name. So like the same thing from the line. All next to each other, not a space. Yeah.
One day we all learn how to
Record
type.
dot get,
Cat
and then
name.
not dot name. No, sorry, parentheses, like the same as the line below.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So this is basically adding. I think you added a character there.
I probably did. I feel it in my spirit.
Yeah, you have two quotation marks on before name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. So basically, what this is doing is we're going to say, okay, well, let's add the like every time we get a record, let's add the name to the thing.
Okay.
So then, and then I don't know how it's just going to convert an array to whatchamacallit, but let's try it. Let's see what happens if
We're
you try to
just
convert an array to a
we've
string. So,
Cool.
no, we got to do one more thing. So the Twilio message, right? The sorry we couldn't find any facts about something.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of that, we're going to add another sentence that says, try using one of these keywords
Ooh, okay.
before inside the quote. You got to make sure it's inside the quote. Yeah, there you go. Right there. You're right.
Try using one of these keywords.
And then,
I'll gotta remember
no,
which
you
ones
don't need to
I.
write them. You don't need to write them. I just did it so you don't have to write them
Oh yes.
because
Okay.
we
Okay.
don't want to. We don't want to hard code that. And then you're
That's a
gonna
good
do
point. Yeah.
$sign and then squirrely curly brackets, open curly bracket. You're all over the place here, Bianca.
I know. I yes. Correct.
And then name options.
Okay. Okay. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see
And then
what
you're
you
going to
did
close
there.
the curly bracket.
I see what you did there. Okay. So
So now let's save and deploy it.
save and then I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Once it's deployed, we'll test it out and see what happens.
We're gonna turn on our live logs too.
I'm not 100% sure if JavaScript will automatically like nicely convert an array to a string. So we're gonna find that out.
What are we doing? We're just building things, okay? So
Yeah.
we're just gonna see what
There's
works.
probably a better way to do that. But okay, so it's deployed again. So I'm just gonna send it test as an option, and we're gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Sorry you couldn't find any facts. Try using one of these keywords: encouragement, doulas, support, hold, and rest. Now, it didn't put spaces. Fine.
Oh,
Don't care.
okay.
But that's good enough. I think that's a great.
Yeah. No, that's a good, and it's like a nice add-on layer, and I think that's what's kind of cool with these.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's kind of cool with these tools, which is like you get your baseline, right? Yeah. And then it's like, okay, how could we tweak this? So this was like, okay, we can probably improve the customer experience. Not me saying customers, the user experience, and just like provide folks with more, what's the word? Just make it easy. Cause like you said, who's going to have random words in their head? So yeah, I do like that kind of add on. Anything else that you would probably, ooh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, RJ. Yeah,
let's open that link he just sent you.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
I'm pretty sure I know what he's gonna say. Yeah. So wait,
what did I do?
You added a space at the end.
Oh.
It's no, sorry, yeah. There's like end it at the first %. Like it says /array/join. Get rid of everything after join. You got it, the join before that even.
Noted.
/join.
Got it.
Yeah, go to array, and then yeah, you can just look for join in here. Yeah, there. So click on join. So this is what he's trying to say is you can use join to turn it into a nicer thing. And so if you go back to your code, and where it says name options, if you do .join.
No, name option.
There. Sorry, in the where you actually put it into a string. Yeah.
Okay. Right here.
Yeah. Okay. End, yeah. Name options and then do .join. So this basically says how are we going to put all the elements together, and then in parentheses.
So going back into.
Yeah, he actually put it in the chat too. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did. You did. Ah, okay. I see what you did.
Yeah. Twitch made it a little weird looking, but yeah. So if you go back to the code, we can add that in.
Okay, cool. All right. So name options /join.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Cool.
Okay.
Oh, you did it twice now because you copied and pasted this whole thing. So just fix that. There you go. Yeah, just delete the stuff before that. Keep going. You got this. You got this. 2 more. 1 more. 1 more. Stop. Okay.
You sound like workout coach. All right, one more.
One more backspace. One more
One,
backspace.
one more
Yeah.
push-up. One more.
I don't think it'll matter, but I would get rid of the space in between the brackets just in case. I don't think that
Okay.
matters, but might as well. Yeah. And then save that, deploy that. And
Save,
it should look nice now.
deploy, teamwork. I'm gonna think about that. Like, all right, just one more backspace.
You were getting there.
It was slow.
Yeah.
But we got there.
Yeah.
We got there at some point. Okay.
So let's see. Let's wait till it's done building.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't code enough to remember. Like I use join all the time, and I just spaced on it in that moment. And there's
all the things.
There's probably a better way to pull all the names out of there, but I don't mind. This way's easy because you're already going through a for loop. It doesn't add a lot of things. So let's test it. Have you tested it on your phone too, Bianca?
I have not, because I need to remember the number. All right, let's go back to.
Sorry, we couldn't find any facts about what I said. Try using one of these keywords: encouragement, doulas, support, hold, and rest. And now, if you add any keywords, it's gonna add them in automatically. So, like, if you add another keyword with a thing that it'll do, you don't have to like go and change the code. So nothing's hard coded, which I really like.
Yeah, I think that's like, to me, the real timeness of let me text it. I think the real timeness of Airtable is very exciting because it's like, yeah, you can 888.
Just a heads up. I'll let you text and then I'll tell you what's going on.
474. Okay, 0847. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then it might show up as like another context. You might have to like go back into your chats and go back. On my iPhone, if I just type the number in, it's not the same number. It's like it formatted when it responds to me. RJ asked about Twilio for WhatsApp. It is not. This actually would work for WhatsApp, assuming that I hook the number up to WhatsApp. So actually, let me see. If you give me a minute, I might be able to just do that really quick.
Ooh, okay.
Make it
cool.
Work in WhatsApp. I'll log in the back end and see if the sender is set up for that phone number. I'm not sure if it is, but if it is, it should just work. Messaging, senders. I'm doing this on my, so boom. So I will provide a different WhatsApp number that people can use. Will work in WhatsApp.
Do you want to? Are you able to? I don't know if it's too much to show.
Why don't you do it?
Let's
go. Here's what you're gonna do. Go back to your function.
Okay. Cool. Functions.
Yeah, I've actually verified some phone numbers. Yeah, we could do. Actually, let's do it. RJ setting. Let's set up a sandbox. But yeah, go to functions. We're gonna need something from there. Really.
Okay.
Quick, which is the URL of the service. So I'll show you where to pull that because it's a little bit different in the WhatsApp sandbox.
Okay, cool.
I think we can do WhatsApp with 800 with toll-free numbers, but I'm not sure. You might need to do a little refresh here.
Thought I got good internet.
There you go.
And it was like,
yeah. So next to Wise Doula, nope, go back.
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah, next to Wise Doula, like click the three little dots, the function, and copy URL. Okay, so we'll just save that in your thing in your clipboard for a minute. That's great. Now go to explore products. We're gonna need to get to messaging.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go to explore products. Okay.
And then messaging, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, cool. And then scroll down a little bit on your nav bar on the left.
Wow! Look at all this traffic.
10 whole messages. No, we need on the nav bar on the left. We're gonna need to scroll down.
Okay. Oh, here.
Yeah. And go to senders.
Okay. Fantastic.
And then WhatsApp senders.
Okay. Awesome.
And then let's go ahead and create new sender. I think this is what we're gonna do.
All right.
If not, we can use this one. So, well, is there so do that. Yeah, that number.
Fantastic.
Continue. Oh, so this is going to ask us to like authenticate, which is kind of a pain. So,
noted.
Instead, unless there's a different way to do the sandbox without, let me just check if there's a different way to do the sandbox.
Stand by. We're doing some
Yeah,
research.
we're doing some research.
Fantastic.
I'm just trying to see. I know Brent did a whole video, so he might be able to answer for us.
Did you watch the video? Did Brent watch his own video?
Did you watch your own video, Brent? We'll find out one day. So
Do you get short note? I wonder if like Brent gets like summaries of the videos, like, or does he watch himself on the videos? That's usually,
yeah.
oh yeah, that's a part of editing. Just you got to watch yourself on the stream.
Yeah.
LOL.
So yeah, instead of authenticating that number, we can just use one of the other numbers. I think that's
Mhm.
okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to
Yeah.
what is it? So
we're
we're
gonna
go
back to senders. Oh, yeah, you're already there. Senders, and then WhatsApp senders.
cool.
Yeah. And so I already have set 2 numbers up.
Yep.
You don't have to set it up. So go, that bottom one looks like it's still working.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I'm not using it for anything else anymore, so you can take it. So then the webhook URL for incoming messages. So
this is
paste in your function URL.
gotcha, which we got earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Cool. And then I think a post works. Cool. And then go down and hit save, and that might work. So now, if I use WhatsApp, let's see if it works. But it's a different number, so it's WhatsApping that number.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get that. I think I probably have that saved for my own thing.
Okay. Contact.
84751. Yeah, Twilio TSL. So now if I type like rest into WhatsApp, I think I should. Let's see if I get the number. If I get something right back. Might take a minute here, but hopefully that works. So.
Oh, it is. It
yep,
did.
It works.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hello. If I type something that's not a thing. All right.
You got it?
Let's see. Sorry, we couldn't find any facts about hello. Try using one of these keywords: encouragement, doula, support, hold, rest. Fantastic, Squadron. Wow. Thank you, RJ, for.
Yeah. So there's another way to do this. So we're going to do it that way RJ suggested. So go back to just messaging overview at the top. Like just click,
Yep.
And then there hit try WhatsApp.
Let's try WhatsApp.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't need to worry about, so RJ's bringing up a point. There's this thing about WhatsApp where you can only send messages to people if it's either a template that's been approved or the person has messaged you within 24 hours. Since we're messaging WhatsApp since I personally, Alex is messaging the Twilio number first, it's within that 24-hour period and it's not an issue. So yeah, here, click, use what, you can either scan it or you can hit open WhatsApp there. The open WhatsApp button, see what happens.
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I don't even know what my phone is gonna continue to chat. Oh, okay. Or use WhatsApp. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah. WhatsApp web. Okay. I was like, dang. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on my mobile. I don't need you guys knowing all my WhatsApp stuff.
Your WhatsApp chats.
Did my phone just die? Oh my gosh.
That would be funny.
It did. It did. Oh gosh.
Okay. So let's see if did your phone actually die?
It did, Alex.
So I'll do the sandbox side of things, and then you can
text it and test it.
Yeah. Oh, it just worked.
It did?
Well, let's see. Join, support, consider. Let's see if that works. So there, it just moved along, right?
It did. It did.
So
fantastic.
Choose the WhatsApp number for. It doesn't. I guess WhatsApp doesn't do toll free, so that's why that was the only number that worked.
Okay.
So I had already had it set up, but like here, you can choose the number, and then this is like all the templating process. You can just hit,
Gotcha.
But yeah, okay. But the moral of that story is if it actually, as long as you set the number up and connect it to WhatsApp, you don't actually need to change any of the TWIML. Nothing actually changes in your process, which is really cool.
We're back in business.
Okay, sweet. You got to plug your phone in, Bianca.
And it died again because I think this is not a strong source. Wow. Okay. I need to find a
You're
charger.
fine. You're fine.
That's really what it
Um,
is.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. This is
so yeah,
good. We
you
made
can use the WhatsApp sandbox as a great way to test as well. Depending on where you are and what things. The nice thing about WhatsApp sandbox is you can do a messaging demo if you don't have toll free or 10 DLC set up, which is great. So,
huh.
big
Should
fan as
probably.
well. Yeah.
Okay. I see the vision.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot just more so as you look at your code
Mhm.
from oh, this is just a year ago, a year and change.
No, it's 2
Um,
years ago.
wait, what year are
Oh,
we
I
in?
published this thing. I wrote the code 2 years ago. So I
Oh,
wrote.
you
So the story behind this is, I have a daughter who is currently like 21 months, I think about, and she was due, and I basically took off work starting on her due date, knowing that like I might have to leave a week early or 2 weeks early or whatever it was. Like, but like basically wanted to start taking off work on her due date, except she was 10 days late. And so for that week, I finished all my work. I'm like, the due date, I gotta have everything done by the due date, or just to be like thinking. And then I had 10 more days, so I basically had another week of work where I was just like, what am I gonna do with myself? And so I wrote this app where you could text in the app, and it would tell you, has my daughter come yet? Is she there? And every day we would update it with a new picture of like us being like, not here, but we're like walking the dog, because like we were literally just like waiting for this baby to come. And she's great. She still is great. But anyways, so like yeah, I created this whole app, and then when I got back from leave, I published a blog post about it.
no, got it. So if you were to, what do you feel like this app would look like for this version of Isla's life? Yeah, how would you tweak it?
Um, let's see, how would I tweak it? I actually don't know if I would do a lot. The version of the app that I actually used was a little bit more complicated.
Hmm.
So the version of the app that I used both a function and studio, and would let people leave messages for me. So I had a whole studio flow, which you can. I wonder if it's on. I'm wondering if it's on the Twilio for Startup account or not. Let me see really quick, because it might just be there.
Hmm.
But basically, I handle a lot of it with the flow, and then kind of used the studio to actually, or sorry, I used studio to like handle the communications, and then I did all of the other communications with Airtable using functions. So I kind of used both together, and yeah, so basically that one would take like, someone would send there. I would, if I didn't know what their name was, because I had stored everyone's name in Airtable, I would ask what their name was, and then I had their phone number stored. And so the next time they came
Hmm.
back, it would be like, "Hey Bianca, welcome back." So I had that done, and then at the end, it would be like, "Hey, if you want to leave a message for us, leave a message," and then we could see all the messages in Airtable. And you can go back and see my mom checked it at least 3 or 4 times a day,
I
which
think
means that she wasn't texting me 3 or 4 times a day, so it worked.
no, that's real. I think also what was, yeah, the thing that was just like, which is why you added the my number part,
Yeah.
which is like the text that came from you automatically kind of updated.
Yeah. So
They
if
update.
I sent this text, that would then update the Airtable, and then and then if somebody else wanted to say something, like ask, then they would get the most updated one.
Yeah. Okay. So you wouldn't do too many tweaks. No, yeah, that's cool. I think it's like a good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good. Also, I feel like
I
even
think
just
the one tweak that I would do, so
okay.
if I was doing a tweak, is I would let people opt in to receive updates at a regular time, or like whenever we posted them. So the other way you could do this is basically, when I update the thing, I could in theory run an automation in Airtable that would then send that update to everybody who wanted it. So right now this is a poll only. So like I have to ask if there's something new, and versus the other way to do it would be like I put it in, and then it broadcasts to everybody who wants it that there's an update.
Mm,
So that's maybe the one thing that I would have done differently, and I probably would have done that using the built-in stuff in Airtable because it's good enough to send out that single message.
Okay, I see. Um, if anyone in chat has built anything cool with Airtable, I don't know if y'all are Airtable enthusiasts as much as we are, because we love us some
I don't even think that's
Airtable.
the coolest thing I built with Airtable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I built trivia games with Airtable. So
That
basically,
one was a good one.
yeah, I have a
That
whole
one.
setup where there's a table that has all my questions and answer, like the questions and the correct answers and responses based on whether the answer is correct or not. Sometimes the questions have a picture attached to them as well. Sometimes the answers have a picture attached to them, and then so it uses that as like the knowledge source, and then also every time someone answers a question, stores that in Airtable. So uses it fully as the back end. And then we have trivia games. Airtable shows the results, which is pretty neat. So yeah, I built the whole trivia games using Airtable and Twilio. That also uses Studio plus functions plus plus Airtable together to do the stuff.
No, I think there was one that you did for what was that thing called? No, why am I saying Web
Transform?
Summit? No, Collision. Collision.
Yeah.
It was drama. People
Yeah.
were very in tune to that trivia
And
game.
if I put the scoreboard up on the page, because I let people like pick a username, and then I put the scoreboard up on the page, people just like stand at our booth and like try to answer the questions. Yeah, that was a collab between Rashab and I.
No, yeah, it's also so interesting to see like even the impact of seeing those visualizations. So it's like, yes, you get the like one-to-one interaction, but like, yeah, even just like little things, just like who's in the lead or who has the most, like it makes a difference.
Yeah, and we had prizes, and the people who were at the top were like, I want my prize.
It's very important stuff.
But that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
No, that's real. I'm very thrilled. I'm like, I learned just make sure that you're using the right Twilio account. That was one of our learnings today. Let's see, what else did we learn about today? Let's see, let's run it back to our where'd she go? Where'd it go?
There's my build from last week. Can you hear me? I need to write a blog post for that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm a fan.
Refresh that page. Where'd it go?
I was just like, wait, I'm clearly, this is like okay. I was like, did we lose it for a second time? I was just like, definitely live logs are your friends. The other thing,
we didn't use live logs because we didn't console log anything, so we didn't actually use live logs there.
Okay, that's real. We just kept it on.
But that's a way I debug. The other way you can debug is if you go over there to monitor. You can actually see next to develop on the left there.
Oh yes.
So there, if you go to logs, you can actually if you go to error logs, you can see what the errors are. You can see messaging things. I think that you were about to show my phone number on screen.
I am sorry about that. Sorry.
So I just took it off before you did. Don't worry.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. Okay.
And then I can, if we're
okay. Screen. All right. Hold on. We might just stick into services and functions.
I knew that was coming, and so I had my finger on the button to get rid of it. And as soon as you hit messaging, I was like, out.
No, that's good. Yep. We'll add a little production marker.
Nah, you're fine. I literally didn't show. I
got it before. Perfect. That's good. I was like, we got this far without some doxing, but we also learned instead of doing my hack on SendGrid, just add an asset. Add an asset all in here. It's fantastic. What else did we learn today? Shout out to RJ Pearson. He helped us take it up a notch. But I do like that you had us essentially just give people a list of the options that we had available for them.
You gotta make the UI a little better, right?
Yeah. So we cleaned up the UI a little bit. Also shout out to Tilda and Alex for great blog posts that really allow folks to just
real
you
shout
know?
out to Tilda. That blog post was one of the first things that I used at Twilio, building stuff with Airtable and whatnot. And um, it honestly helped me learn JavaScript. I basically learned JavaScript on the job here. And that was, Tilda was a great teacher. Also, shout out to like Luis at one point, helped me with a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
stuff, learning JavaScript. But I was really lucky that there was some really supportive people, Craig as well. Um, but some really supportive people that helped me learn JavaScript at Twilio. And now that's kind of the only thing I code in.
Also, shout out. I love how we're doing all our shout outs and
Mhm.
all our lessons learned. Also, shout out to just like even the reminder of just like doing it. Like your first iteration isn't the best. And I think that's like a learning that I'm having. So between the sourdough starter, I think I just always want like, okay, the first iteration is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. And I think like, being placed in spaces that it's like, no, the first couple of times might be a little shaky. And then you refine it, you tweak it, you do it again. Even just here, the first time, like kind of putting it in the wrong in the wrong account, then having to do it again. Second time, it was much quicker. But yeah, thank you, RJ.
Yeah.
So now I will have a bright red. We still need to submit it and all that good stuff.
Well,
But
I
you
just
know,
sent you the link. I literally in Slack just sent you the link. You can pull up and fill in the form if you want. I wouldn't fill it in now. It's got your address and stuff. That has it, and you'll have to link to this video for somebody showing the demo of how you built it.
wow, this is fantastic. But
Mhm.
yeah, lots of learning. RJ, anything you took away from today's adventures?
Besides reminding us to use join.
Basic.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? Um,
One day soon, RJ, we'll get you on here in
we've been
RL in real life to
get your
join us.
people. Get your
Yeah.
people. We've been
Have your
reaching
people
out to
call
your
our people.
we've been reaching out to your agents, and your agents are saying you're booked and busy.
Yeah.
So we are putting you on the spot, RJ. But
He
yeah,
did.
just
RJ just said Airtable is really powerful. It is. There's some limits, like there's API limits, which always make me nervous whenever I'm building something. Um, but I like Airtable's such a great tool for rapid prototyping or building something that kind of people who are a little bit more lay can use. Because like for example, my trivia demo, it's really easy to have people put trivia questions into an Airtable table. And then from there, it's a few clicks and it all deploys. And
mhm.
so it's kind of one of those things where I can get more people involved because I don't like the code is so kind of like a little bit more agnostic, which is cool. But yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Got it. Okay. We learned that Marius's agents are not Marius. RJ's agents will be standing by, so we know.
yeah,
Well, hopefully we can have RJ on soon. RJ could
yeah.
I was like the prize. The prize because he already has a prize. He's a champion.
He's a champion.
He's a champion.
Champion in so many ways. Not
Like
just
literally.
Twilio champion, just a champion in life.
Literally. It's like
Um,
how much higher
yeah.
can we go from there?
Yeah, exactly. And then so I think we got kind of a fun show for next week. We're still nailing down if we're gonna have a guest and who it's gonna be, but we're gonna be talking about AI and personalization. So Twilio has a new billboard, personalization at scale. Ask your developer, and we are those developers, or some of them. So we're gonna have a little, just a jam session where we're gonna talk about AI and personalization and how it can be used. And we've got so many people at Twilio who think about this very deeply that
Hmm.
I'm really excited to see who we bring on. So
Yeah.
we've got a few ideas. Maybe we'll even have a rotating guests. Who knows? But
Yeah.
it's gonna be a really cool kind of thought piece where we really dive into what that means and why it's so important. Because I was actually thinking about it a little bit last night. I think like when we first think about personalization, we think about like targeted ads, and that's not really what it's about, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's somewhere in there, but it's really about the like how well do you know your customer? Like,
Hmm.
um, I don't know. I think of this really bizarre example. Over the summer, I was in Italy, and we were in Florence, and we walked by this shop where they're like making custom shoes. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that's so cool. Like, and I'm like, what's it cost? And they're like, oh, we'll make a mold of your foot for €2,000, and then shoes are however much they cost to make. And I was like, what? And it's like there's a level of personalization where this company has a mold of your foot to make perfect
Mm-hmm.
shoes for you, right? That's how personalized that is. And that's like so far on the scale, but there's like all these little things we can do to help brands know us. So we're going to be talking about that a lot. Um, RJ Pearson wants to know, is it related to the new product releases slash removal of private beta? So big news there that I think RJ is talking about, which is our AI assistance is no longer in private beta. So it's still in beta, but anyone can use it. Anyone can go use it. It's in your console. In fact, Bianca, let's pull your screen back up. Can you find it in your console?
Let's see.
So go to Explore Products and
Let's
scroll down all the way to
see.
the bottom.
Let's see.
And I think it's all the way at the bottom. No,
Yeah.
it's a little higher. But yeah, if you keep going somewhere in here, you'll see AI assistance.
It should be
where.
here. I always like to go to my handy dandy. Wait, where did it go? Oh, I think I know what happened. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, cool. Oh my god.
So yeah, you can create an assistant, all this stuff. It's a super cool product. Yeah, as RJ mentioned, this personalization stuff is just going to be a differentiator. So the AI assistant is super cool. It basically lets you like build these really smart AI bots, whatever you want to call them, that know. You can give them context, like knowledge sources or websites to go pull. You can give them access to APIs. So, like for example, in theory, you could probably have them save stuff to Airtable if you set up the API call right. And then you can also have them. I have random stuff popping up, and then you can also have them connect to different channels, so they're omni-channel, and that's super cool. And then they can also connect to segments. You can actually pull in personal documentation about your customers. So super cool product, and that is at the core of a lot of the personalization stuff we're talking about. And it's just the idea that like we talk to people on all different channels. Let's make sure that we know them on all the channels.
I love your comment, RJ. And I think that's what it is, which is like I think technology initially, and we'll talk about this even more, on the next stream, but I feel like technology was such a important tool, right? When I say technology in its purest form, think about the iPhone or things like that. But I do think it's like, okay, well, how do we take it up a notch? Like what are the new things within technology, right, that we leverage? And I think personalization will be a driver, because everyone has capabilities. The page is so, oh yes, the page is showcasing.
Does it really?
I mean, it does say, Bianca, welcome to your AI assistance overview. Like that is such a, like,
look, it's personalized.
And it's so funny because
that is hilarious.
had it not say I
Had it
promise I
not
could speak
said
it.
your name, we got
Yes, like it would have been weird. Like I think even that to me, actually, good call out, producer. I think we've gotten so accustomed to like someone or something saying my name that I was like, duh, of course you just have my name
that's
up
so
on
weird.
there.
Mine says Bianca too.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Mine says Alex.
Oh. Like, but yeah, I do think like this aspect around like how do you set your business apart, and I do think that like when everyone has similar capabilities, when everyone has great engineers building awesome products, like what is that thing that sets you apart? And it is the relationship that you have with your customer. It is the ability for you to kind of meet them where they're at. So I don't know. I think there's like a lot of opportunities, but also at the same time, we don't want it to be awkward in the sense of, I think personalization for developers, like what does that mean for the developer community? Because I do think it can be easy to be like, I don't care about this, right? Which is fine. It's honest. But I do think it's like, well, how do you make that personalization conversation relevant for you? Relevant for the needs that you have, relevant for the issues that you're trying to tackle and solve. So I do think like there's some stuff there too.
Sweet. And I'm actually going to post in chat in a second here. a new blog post that we wrote about the AI search, about the AI assistants,
Awesome.
which is
And
cool.
if you don't follow us on the socials, there was such a beautiful kind of post that introduced the AI assistants. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a
Um,
cool post.
but yeah, definitely next week if you have friends. I mean, that's such a weird way to put it. If you have
You
friends,
have friends, and if you have friends that you're willing to say, "Hey, come watch this Twitch stream at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday with me," then we'd love to have your friends join
yeah,
us too, because your
because
friends are our friends. Friends of friends, right?
yeah, and we also just want to even hear like, yeah, like how are y'all thinking about personalization? What does personalization mean for you? And I think like, being able to have a wider conversation that does not feel cheesy, but that's honest. So definitely invite a friend, invite a
Yeah.
friend.
Tell
But
your
yeah,
friends. But yeah,
tell all your
we'll be
friends.
back next week, and we're gonna just dive deep into personalization and AI, and we're so excited to see you then. So thanks for joining today. We're there we go. Yeah, yeah.